This podcast is brought to you by learnmycraft.com. Now, we've all experienced the frustration of not having enough time to practice your art. So whether you're a total beginner or an experienced artist, Learn My Craft has got you covered. With easy-to-follow tutorials using coloured pencils and pan pastels, you can level up your animal art skills today in as little as 45 minutes. Make practice fun and easy again at learnmycraft.com. Welcome to the Animal Art Podcast. On the show today, I'm talking with the fabulous Holly Rebecca, a pet portrait and wildlife artist based in the UK. Holly is an artist who is passionate about animals, having completed a master's degree in zoology. She's now a proud owner of her own cats and reptiles. She works in colour pencil and is known for capturing the soul and personality of the pets that she draws with highly realistic style. In this episode, we talked about the magic of drafting film and the different techniques that you can use, creating videos for social media, our different techniques for capturing challenging white fur, and why mixing pan pastels with colour pencils might be the best kept secret in art. While we chatted, we also drew a Dalmatian's eye, which is exercise number 84 from the practice journal Pet Portrait Edition. This is all coming up in the show today, so get your materials ready. If you're drawing along, hit follow and subscribe, and let's go. I'm using, this is Strathmore Bristol 500 series paper that I've stuck on today. Holly, what are you using?
I'm using, it's Polydraw drafting film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, normally I use graphics drafting film, which is my favourite service. But it's quite expensive, so I've gone for the Polydraw, which is what I use for practicing on drafting film.
So what is the difference between drafting film and like normal paper? Because I've honestly never used drafting film before.
So it's really, really smooth, so you don't really need to do as many layers. There's no tooth you have to fight. And one of the things I really like about it is that it's really easy to get in those white details and hairlines. Because once you've put the pencil down, it comes back up really, really easily. So you can use like a slice tool to pick out hairlines really easily.
I see, and that's much easier, is it?
Yeah. So, like if I show you here, if I show you this area in, if I pull my eraser in, it pretty much completely removes it. I just find it.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so
it's
cool.
Yeah. I really like it because if I make a mistake, I have a little bit more leeway to change things. I had one commission, and they weren't sure if they wanted to have the tail in the drawing or not, because the tail of this dog had no fur on it. So initially they wanted it in, and then they thought maybe not. So I removed it, I completely erased it. You couldn't see it, and they thought, actually, go on, put it back in.
Oh no!
So I put it back in. It didn't take very long, but the fact I was able to fully remove the tail, was not something I would have been able to do. I don't think on paper.
No, it wouldn't have been very forgiving at all, especially then putting it back in. Your paper would be like not the same.
Yeah, this is one of the things I really like about it, but I definitely want to try. I've been using pastel mat recently as well to practice that, but I haven't done much on kind of hot press papers and other papers, so that's kind of on my list of things to practice.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this book. You can like put in little bits into each square, can't you, and just test out all the papers that you've always wanted to test out.
Yes. Yeah, I think I might do that actually. It's quite a good idea.
Yeah, that's sort of what I did, because I had like the Derwent Lightfast paper for ages, and I've never used it because with commissions I like to be really safe.
Yes.
And use paper that I always use because I know it works. But so I got to try it for like the first time ever with one of these exercises, and it was really fun just to have like a no pressure testing of paper.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Yeah, sounds fun.
And Still get that sort of satisfaction of something being finished, like you do with commissions, because it's like a finished little exercise.
Yeah.
And now
you can
definitely have that issue.
Yes, yeah. I kind of see it takes a long time before you get that finished piece, and I'm just sat there like I haven't managed to do anything, but like really, I am doing things. It's just going to take time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally, I do like a really tiny piece. I did A6 size towels last year for my wedding.
Oh, that's nice.
Finishing a piece in a day was really satisfying.
Yeah, definitely, because these things have only been taking me about an hour.
Yeah.
So it's nice just to like, do an hour of practice drawing sort of before I get into my commissions in the evening, and that's been really nice.
Yeah. This is the first one I've done actually. I want to try and get around to it more, but I'm one of those people where once I have something on my drawing board, I find it really difficult to take it off.
Yeah.
I'm just about.
That's why you need another table.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have 2 tables, so I can do 2 things. Yay!
Oh, I wish I had the space. My studio is also my kind of it's literally my desk with my computer on in the office, and I share it with my husband who works from home, so it's quite manic. And we also keep reptiles, so we have a whole wall of geckos behind where I'm sat drawing.
Wow.
So it's a bit of
they were watching while you draw.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crazy room.
Well, it suits you being a pet portrait artist and an animal artist if you've got a load of animals watching you as you draw.
Yes. I mean, the other day, my cat, Mitzi, just came in and was sat looking at the drawing of the lynx I'd done. She was literally just staring at it like, what is that? So I've decided now I'm drawing her.
Good. Yeah, it was so good. I loved it so much.
She's just such a cutie. I love her. She's so sweet. Yeah, I'm drawing her now. After that, okay, your turn.
That's probably what she was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm going to use some pan pastel for this little exercise. I've actually never drawn a Dalmatian before, so I'm very excited to finally do a little bit of one. Have you drawn a Dalmatian before?
No, I haven't. No, no, I haven't. Nothing. No.
Yeah.
I've done blacks and I've done whites, but I've never done black and white in one before.
Yeah, well, now is a good time to have a little practice. I'm just doing some pan pastel. I'm using it to like fill in, block in my colours, and then that's going to be a really nice textured base for me to work on with my colour pencils. What's sort of your technique? How do you fill in or block in your colours, or do you work like patch by patch kind of situation?
Do kind of patch by patch, and kind of perfect one area before moving on to the next.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I also normally don't freehand. I'm going quite slowly here. Normally I create my lineup beforehand, and then
yeah.
Go for it.
I've honestly just been practicing this freehanding. No, that's fine. You will get quicker. The more you do these, I've really found the more I've done them, the quicker I am at getting the outline down. Because literally for 8 years, I've been using a light box. And I was so scared about not using one and worried about like, but it's going to be like, out of sorts and, not the right, size and all that stuff. But I do feel like, obviously it's not perfect. Even right now, I can see like little shapes are like slightly like this is too far over than that. Yeah. But I'm also not trying to do it perfect. I'm trying to get the gist of it. So as long as it still looks like a Dalmatian dog eye, that's all I'm really trying to do here. It's not somebody's pet. So it gives you a little bit more leeway and flexibility, doesn't it, to practice something else?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I would suggest just trying to freehand as many as you can, even if you just go through the entire book, just freehanding them, not even filling them in.
Yeah.
you'll find like at least by the, the 50th one, you'll be so good at it.
Yeah, that's a good, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 100 of these exercises. I was really inspired about that rule of 100 thing. Like if you do something 100 times, then of course it's going to work. It's like that never giving up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, well, 100 exercises, that sounds like a good book.
Yeah. No, I really loved the book. I flipped through it and I've gone like, oh, I want to do this one, then this one, then this one, then this one.
Yeah. There's also really fun looking ones to try, isn't there?
Yeah. So are you releasing a wildlife version as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm currently in the process of doing the cover. So this is the British wildlife one. Like it's not ready yet because these are all going to be drawings. So I'm currently trying to draw them. So I just need to go through them because I like the idea of the cover being actual drawings rather than pictures. Just to show examples of like, what you could do in the book. So this is the British wildlife one. And it's just going to be full of British wildlife things. Look at that. I can't wait to do a frog. Like,
oh my gosh.
Who wouldn't want to? A pigeon. Look at that shiny feathers. Yes. Yeah. So I'm so excited to release this one. Hopefully like by the end of next week. That's my goal. And then I've also got an African wildlife one. Ooh. Again, I need to draw the cover, but it's all in here, ready, awaiting, exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting.
Look at that. Hyena, wild dog ear. Like I've never done a wild dog ear before. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I'll definitely order that.
Yeah. Well, it's been so fun creating these. Just because I'm sort of like creating what I would want. Yeah. And just, what would help me be a better artist? What would make me excited about doing art? And excited about practicing and doing things. Because when you're a commission artist, it can feel a bit samey doing a perfect drawing after a perfect drawing, and you feel like you're not growing as much. And especially in my situation, I've been doing it so long now, I just felt like I wanted to try something else.
Yeah.
I still love commissions. I'm doing commissions, but I wanted little things that don't take that much time. Because I'm always like, but if I'm going to spend 5 hours on a drawing, it might as well be my next commission. Yeah. That's always my mindset. Yeah. Like, I know it shouldn't be, but that's always how I think. Yeah. But now these are only like an hour. I'm like, I can just do a little quick one before I start my commission. And then it's like a little warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like that's a good way getting in the zone. Yeah. So, that's why I've really just been enjoying them. Just being able to do a variety and trying out new skills and techniques. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Also, yeah. It just doesn't matter if it doesn't work. So how long have you been an artist then? Well, obviously all your life, but like an animal artist specifically, I suppose.
So I it was actually quite recent. It was late 2022. I have myalgic encephalomyelitis. Myelitis. So it's I've got an illness basically, which I'm quite fatigued most of the time. And it kind of, I first got diagnosed, kind of came up late 2022. And I was too ill to go to work regularly. So I was written off sick for a long time, and I was just sat at home feeling like so rubbish that I just hadn't been able to do anything productive. And I saw an advert for just Bonnie Snowden. I think have you been on her podcast?
Yes, I have.
Yes, yeah, it was an advert for her academy. So I had a little bit of money left over in the savings. I thought, you know what, I'll try it. And yeah, literally within about a month of me starting it, I did my first full portrait as a present for someone. And then I started taking commissions about 3 months later.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. And so since then, and I then later, unfortunately, did lose my job due to ill health because my health is basically, some days I'm absolutely normal and some days I'm just not well enough to leave the house. So it was too unpredictable to hold down a job because I could never guarantee I'll definitely be able to make it in the next day, kind of thing.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
So it's kind of, if I have a really bad day, I just don't do any that day, and if I have a really good day, then I'll do quite a bit, and it means, because I'm working from home, obviously I can kind of nap as much as I need, and then work. So so since I lost my job, obviously I'm not well enough to actually get a job where I'd have to go out somewhere, or even at home, because I wouldn't be able to guarantee I'd be awake at certain hours.
Yeah. Oh.
But so since then, it's been my main focus. So I'm still kind of early days in terms of trying to increase my reach, but I've done a few commissions for extended family members and friends and things, and I've got I'm going to an exhibition next month with some of my wildlife art, which is exciting. Yeah, last year I managed to enter one piece. And then this year, because I haven't had as many commissions, whenever I've not had a commission, I thought I can either draw something for fun, or I could draw something for fun that I could maybe sell in an exhibition if someone likes it.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah, so I've done some wildlife pieces that are hopefully next month maybe we'll see what happens. But I'm quite excited. It's a lovely show as well, and really enjoyed it last year, and this year I'm going to have a little table, so I'm getting some prints made up. So that's quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'm sure. If you've never done like a stall before.
First one. So but I think it will be fun. Just kind of yeah.
I've done one before at a pet show, and I got one commission sale on the day, and then a couple like afterwards from people who had seen, like, got, like, I gave my leaflet to. It's good to have leaflets that you can give out. Lots of leaflets, but really clear ones with, like, your sizes and your prices kind of thing. Just to make it super clear for them, and obviously contact details. So I got a few commissions from them as well, people who got my leaflets. So it was actually quite successful for my first ever one. I never really did it again, just because I found it was a bit too expensive at the time. Because also at these shows, like, they charge people for entering, and then people are a bit reluctant to spend very much because they've already paid to be there. Which is quite tricky, as the people at the stall is like, we're only there to sell stuff. So but it was really fun. It's a good experience.
And that's what I thought. In worst case, I don't sell anything and I've lost a bit of money. But last year, I entered one piece of the exhibition itself, and it did sell.
Wonderful. Well done.
Pleased. That was the first piece of art that was bought by someone that wasn't like an extended family member. So it was like a huge confidence boost.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm hoping it's as long as one of the 4 sells, I won't have lost money on what I've paid for the stall. So hope for the best. In worst case, if cards don't sell, I'll put them on Etsy, or I'll try and slowly sell them somewhere else.
Exactly. It's not really a loss if your cards and prints and things don't sell, because you can just try and sell them online. Or at the next event, if you do another one. Christmas is coming up. There's lots of Christmas markets kind of thing you can do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little bit wary about doing it too often, just because of my health. For this one, it's two. I think it's a 4-day show, but I'm only doing 2 days of it with the stall, and my husband's got the day off, so he can help me as well. So if I can't manage much on my own, at least someone's going to be there.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah, I'm excited though.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see pictures and stuff. Make sure you record it.
Yes, definitely. Anything for the reach.
Yes.
I find it so difficult.
Anything for the gram.
Yes, exactly. It's so difficult.
I feel like the physical making of reels can be tricky because it's almost like, okay, so what would be a really good, like, eye-catching thing to see first? And then how should I end it? And then, is it too long? I don't want people to be bored.
Yes.
Is it too short? Maybe I should show my artwork for longer. Like, there's quite a lot of, like, little things to think about, isn't there?
Yeah. And then quite often I'll do things that I think will be really good and they get no views. And then there's things where it's just something I've thrown together really fast just to get something up for the day, and then that gets loads of views, and that's just so confusing.
Because sometimes sometimes it's obviously dependent on the content for a certain percentage.
Yeah.
But also it's like time of day and music and that kind of thing too. So yes, you still have to try and make something that you think is, as good a quality as you can, but it's also slightly a bit of luck as well.
Yeah, there's definitely ones that I've posted them once with some music that I thought was good, and no one sees it, and then I post it again 2 months later with a different song and nothing else different, and all of a sudden it takes off.
Yeah, so you just never know. And that's the good thing about this sort of fast content is that you can just keep reposting the same thing, but using different soundtracks, because it's not like everybody's seen it. Yeah. So even though it's a fast-paced content, it does mean that you can just like repost them every month. Just start again with the same stuff.
Wow, I can't believe how slow I am.
Honestly, don't get back. I'm just sort of like, I've been practicing trying to get faster.
Yeah.
So even with Pan Pastel, because I've blocked it all in first, that's already like one layer down, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
And it already looks like it's, it's still in the ugly stage, but it's like it's getting somewhere. There's progress being made because of just the pastel itself. But I'm using Caran d'Ache Luminance Black to go over my black areas with a bit of mixture of ultramarine. This is a Pablo ultramarine. Have you used Pablo before?
Yeah, I've got a few. I don't have that. I haven't tried the ultramarine actually, but I love the apricot.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. I use it quite a lot with eyes actually. Maybe I'll grab it now.
Yeah. I do find the Pablos are very similar to the Faber-Castell pencils, like in terms of like hardness. But I think these blend a little bit nicer.
I think they do. I think they're a bit softer.
Yeah. They blend a little bit nicer, and I do think they've got some nicer colour variations. But the Faber-Castell does have the best greys. I love the greys. I'm always using their greys. The cold greys and warm greys is, I'm constantly having to rebuy them. They're just the best for white fur.
Yes. Yeah. All of my white furs is literally just warm grey and cold, mostly just warm greys and cold greys.
Yeah.
Greys.
Yeah.
Definitely a staple for that. Yeah.
No, polychromes are so good for that. That's what we'll be using now. What is this one? This is a V is 5, right? Or 4?
5, I think. Yeah.
5, okay. Yeah. So I'm using a 5, cold grey 5. Oh. I quite like using cold greys for white fur because I don't want it to go muddy.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you sort of do for white fur?
I think it depends on the picture. So there's one I'm drawing at the moment. Well, I'm drawing. It's not actually white fur. It's my cat. And she's got so her color she's a tortoiseshell, but she's also got tabby and silver in her, which makes her really pale. So colour-wise, she kind of has a lot of it's very, very, very pale orange, basically. So I know that there's cream in there, so it looks white, but I know there's cream, so I've gone for the slightly warmer colours. But then others, I think it depends on how the light's hitting. Sometimes I use the warm, sometimes I use the colds.
Yeah. What do you think is your favourite part of like a process of drawing? Beginning and the whiskers.
Oh, not the whiskers. Not the whiskers. My favourite is definitely the eyes, I think, actually. That's probably why I
love your eyes. Looking so good right now.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love doing eyes as well, especially cat eyes. Do you prefer cats or dog eyes?
I think I prefer cat eyes. But then again, I am biased because I have 9 cats.
Cats, wow, that's so wonderful. What are all their names?
So we've got Boo, Pika, Mitzi, Yumi, Pumpkin, Valerian, Sushi, Phantom, and Kiko.
Sushi sounds cute.
Sushi's. You're not meant to have favourites, but Sushi is my favourite.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's well, she comes every single night. She gets in bed with us, and she comes over to me, and she's my little spoon. She gets mad if I'm on my phone too long, putting things down. She will just literally look at me, and she gets so mad. But,
excuse me, you're supposed to be spooning me right now.
Exactly. It's so sweet. I've never known a more affectionate cat. It's insane.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love her. She's adorable. I'm not meant to have favourites, but at night she's definitely my favourite. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. Do you have any pets? I can't remember.
Not right now because we've moved so much.
Okay.
But I used to have a hamster, and before that I used to have mice. Oh my god, so cute. Just basically little things that you can have in rented places. Yeah. So right now I have a child, so I don't need a pet right now.
Well, we're trying to conceive at the moment, so soon we're going to have 1 million pets, and if we're lucky. I'm obviously very looking forward to it, but it's going to be hectic. A lot of work.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So your studio is lots of geckos behind you said.
Yeah.
Have you ever drawn them before?
I haven't yet, actually. I really want to.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I've been focusing on getting stuff done for a show. I don't know how well a gecko would sell, so I've kind of focused things that I think will sell well first. And I think now, where it's so long until the next show, I probably will do some more things fun. I've also got a chameleon and a tortoise, and they're gorgeous as well. So I think the chameleon in particular, I think, would be lovely to draw. So
definitely.
I might draw him sooner rather than later, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
That'll be really nice. Yeah. I love how you're getting this depth in this eye. Like, it looks so glossy and like, already.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me more about your technique.
I don't really know what I'm doing. I basically just kind of build up as many colours as I can.
Mm-hmm. And do you sort of go from light to dark or dark to light or mid-tony?
So I kind of just build up and don't build as much in the areas where I need lights, because you can get details in so fast without having lots of layers with the drafting film.
Oh, okay.
Just leave the lighter areas with less layers, And then sometimes I bring in lights later on as well. Because I can just, like the highlight that will be here to the right of the, that highlight there, I'll just raise that out at the end, I think. But yeah.
We've done half an hour already.
Oh gosh.
I know. It's annoying that Instagram cuts you off.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to have to speed up a little bit, I think.
All right. We don't have to finish it. It's just having a bit of fun.
Yeah. Try and get it to a state where it's
believable.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, the other day I was trying to draw hedgehog spines for the first time ever.
Oh, hedgehogs.
Let me tell you, it did not take me just an hour.
Oh, no.
It took me almost 2, and I'm still not happy with it. So I'm going to try it again.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I don't know how people do hedgehog spines.
Yeah, it's a weird one, actually. I can't picture how you would do it either.
I sort of started with an indent tool and like indented obviously the lighter bits, and I thought, okay, so if I indent, then I can go with my dark over the top and it will keep bits light and then sort of do it that way. But because I was also freehanding it, it just took me so long to try and map in all the spines. And and I feel like I just didn't map enough in, so some patches looked a bit bald and it just, none of it really worked, but I thought it was a good first try.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a good first try ever.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, there are definitely some in here that I've looked at, like when we were deciding which one to draw, and I was like, don't say that one because it looks cute, but I know I can't draw that in an hour.
Yeah. Like there's a curly hair one in here. This red poodle dog fur. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I hope no one says that soon.
For me it was the scales, I think.
That looks so fun.
It looks fun, but I know I couldn't do it in an hour.
Yeah. It would have to be a one like by yourself kind of thing.
Yeah. Over a couple of sessions maybe kind of thing as well.
I guess it depends on also what you're trying to achieve by it. Like, are you trying to get it perfect, or are you just trying to learn like a bit? Because you also don't have to draw the whole box. You can just do a bit of it if you're just trying to learn a specific thing. Yeah. Like even with like this dog guy, if you're happy that you're good at drawing eyes, but you just want to learn how to do the fur around the eyes because you've never done white and black fur before, then there's no point drawing the eye, is there?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can sort of pick and choose as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. Like the grey parrot one on the other side. I know I couldn't do that in an hour.
Oh, I feel like that's the kind of one that you need a light box for, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, if you want to get
that's a light box one.
Yeah.
I feel like it will at least give you a head start.
Yes. Yeah. Feathers are difficult enough as it is.
Have you done many feathers then?
I've done lots of little feathers, so I haven't done any big portraits. But for my wedding last year, we got married last March, and
congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah, it was really lovely. But yeah, I really wanted to have, so we had owls fly the rings down the aisle.
Oh my God. Wow.
It was amazing. But because of that, I really wanted the table numbers to be owls. And I kept looking online, and I couldn't find any, nice, like, wedding table numbers. They were owls. And this was like, I think the wedding was in early March, and it was about January, and I still couldn't find anything. And I'd taken up drawing the back end of the previous year, so I suddenly thought, you know what, I'm just going to draw them all myself.
Yeah.
So in the space of 2 months, I drew 6 A6 owls.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah, I managed to get it done on time. But yes, I
In colour pencil?
In coloured pencil, yeah. I swore off feathers for a bit after that.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a bit repetitive.
Yeah. And because it was so small as well, like the heads of the owls were about the size of the eyes on here.
Okay. So you've got to get in a lot of detail.
Yes, a lot of detail and not a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I drew quite a lot of little ones, but I've not drawn. I think it'll be very different when I'm drawing big ones. Like each feather needs a bit more detail in it, if that makes any sense.
Yes, definitely.
Have you drawn?
Oh, that's such a fun project. No. In short, no, I haven't drawn feathers. I did very briefly try and draw some kingfisher feathers in the British Wildlife book, but I am not happy with them, so I'm going to try again. But before that, I'd never drawn feathers before. Wow. No, so because I mostly get cats, dogs.
Yeah.
I've had horses, rabbits, and people.
Yeah.
I've never had anything else apart from that, and I've also never really done anything but commissions in the last 8 years. So I haven't really had a chance to try feathers or birds and things like that. But yeah, I don't really know a technique yet, but I'm gonna work it out.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go along and see.
Yeah. Exactly. Because also everyone's style is different. So even if you learn a specific technique from one artist, it might not necessarily reflect well with your style. Because I know I like to layer quite a lot of pencil. I don't really like to leave much paper showing through. I like it to be like completely covered. And I know other artists like to play with the paper and use the paper as the medium itself. And it's such a clever way of doing it, but that's just not how my brain works. My brain wants to cover the paper. So
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't play with it like how other people can sometimes. So it's just everybody, the way they want to draw is their style. So everybody just does it differently anyway. So I just need to work out what my way of doing feathers is.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll let you know when I do that.
Yeah, because my way is I kind of harness the drafting film quite a bit, and I use the slice tool to pick out all of the little details, all of the different barbs. But yeah, that is literally just making it. All the white bits are just the paper then shining through.
Yes.
So it's wouldn't probably work with how you like to do things.
But I've honestly never tried it, so it would be nice to try Dalmatian film. Maybe I could try it in this book as well, like you're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely worth trying. It's so different from other mediums, but I find it really fun. I find it quite fun.
Good.
And then I'm biased because I've been using it since the beginning.
Yeah.
I really want to try hand pastels. I haven't tried those yet.
Well, you definitely should. Like, they're a little bit pricey, but literally, I bought this black, back in 2018.
Oh, wow.
And that's how much, like, it's
a long time,
it's still full, because I only use a touch.
Yeah.
And it travels, like, a long way. I literally just did that, and that's covered all of this. And there's still more left on there. So I get that if you're doing like huge pastel works, it might go down quicker. But if you're mixing it with colour pencil, then you're not completely reliant on it, and it will just never run out. That's what I found anyway.
Yeah.
I've never had to replace them yet. It's a bit really sad when this happens, though.
Oh gosh.
I know.
Oh no.
I saw a TikTok of how to get it all pressed back together again, but it looked like quite a long process. So I thought, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it. It's fine. I won't use that colour as much. Yeah, I just dropped it. It was a sad day.
I would have been devastated.
A sad, sad day. Do you listen to anything when you're drawing or like watch anything?
Yeah, I flip backwards and forwards. Sometimes I listen to podcasts. Sometimes I like have a Netflix show in the background, like normally like a comedy or something where you don't have to be watching it all the time.
Yeah, so not like a big thriller and something with lots of chasing. I don't know.
Like I've been watching House of Dragons recently, and I love it, but I would never have it on in the background when I'm drawing because I just can't pay attention. Things where you have to
look.
Yeah. Normally it's just like, just kind of like Friends kind of things.
Yeah.
Something like that, on that kind of line that I have in the background.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Occasionally music. But more often than not, it's random YouTube videos I've just found.
Yeah. Have you ever tried drawing without anything?
No, I find the silence really, I don't know, I just don't like it. I don't like silence. It just makes me feel weird.
I feel like my brain doesn't work when there's silence, which is a weird thing to say.
I feel like I need something else and not just the drawing to focus on. What do you
Otherwise it just goes wrong.
Yes.
It always goes wrong.
Yes.
I'm actually the opposite. I watch a lot of like vampire shows. So but some I've seen before. So like Vampire Diaries I've seen like 10 times now. So I'm not actually watching it. I'm more like listening to it because I already know what is happening. It's like the 50th time I've seen that episode. So
I love Vampire Diaries. I love it so much. That's actually not a bad show. Maybe I'll start rewatching that.
You should. Yeah. And like Buffy, and at the moment I'm watching Shadowhunters. So if you haven't seen Shadowhunters, you should.
Yeah, so I haven't actually. So I watched the movie before.
Yes, it's different than the movie. I think it's better. And it's definitely better than the movie.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit while to get into because it's a bit cheesy like the first season.
Yeah.
But you do start really loving the characters after a while.
So I read the books. My husband read the books as well. And when we put the TV series on, there were so many things that were different from the books that my husband was just like, oh, I don't like it.
It's annoying when that happens, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like in the books they don't have any tech, like having computers is not a thing. And then they have this really high tech room with loads of computers or something in it. I remember from the first episode, and I was like, what's this? What's going on?
Yeah, because the point they're like, ancient fighters, aren't they?
Yeah. I need to give it a proper chance. I think we watched the first few episodes and then gave up, but that was years and years ago when the first season just came out. So maybe
it's all on then. It's been finished for a good few years now.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
That makes me feel old. Where's the time gone? I keep having this. I keep thinking of films. I'm like, oh yeah, that came out recently, didn't it?
No,
it came out in 2016, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I think because COVID made us mentally lose time. So we've at least got 2 years delay, I think, in our brains.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I love what you're doing with the black right now. Okay. So you just layering up with just black and not using other colours yet?
Not using other colours yet. I probably will bring some in. But I'll show you what I mean with the slice tool on the grafting.
Show me.
I just need to get the right angle on it. It only really works in one direction.
Mm-hmm. I find that too on normal paper as well. It's really annoying.
Yeah, it's trying to find that. So that's bringing in some of the white marks.
Okay.
So I kind of bring in little lines using this, and then I'll work in around them and build up the dark around them and kind of build up the little white hairs a little bit more.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then
do you normally layer over the top with I don't know, because what I'm doing right now, I'm using white and what's this, silver grey, So this is like a cooler tone than white, a bit bluier, and I'm sort of like mixing it, the white hairs with like white and blue to sort of like give it a bit more depth. Do you normally do things like that too?
Yeah, so normally I'll put like a cold grey or something, like a cold grey one or something in as well.
Yeah.
And then I'll normally add in, depending on the lighting, I'll normally add in like a Cabot Molten Violet or a into the blacks, or like an indigo blue, depending on the lighting. So
I love an indigo. So nice.
Yes.
Such a good colour.
Yes. Yeah. Just trying to build up all those details, isn't it?
This exercise is playing with focus as well. Like this bit's out of focus. Yeah. And then this bit's in focus. Yeah.
I don't really know where to work on first, to be honest. I kind of might feel this bit in, because that's just
I'm sort of going back and forth a bit.
Yeah.
I've started doing that now. I used to do like blocking in like you're doing.
Yeah.
And now I've started like doing the opposite and like building up everything at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes it harder to photograph though, because then it's like everything's at the ugly stage.
Yeah.
And you don't get that transition that some people have on their Instagram when it's like a really beautifully made bit and then like the outline. Yeah. So I don't really have that anymore because of the way I'm drawing.
Yeah, I've never tried drawing that way. I feel like if I don't make an area pretty, in like a day, if I spend like a whole day on it, still, if everything's in an ugly state rather than one patch looking lovely, I feel like I would like lose a bit of confidence.
Right. Yeah.
Because on one hand, you know that it's like you just got to trust the process and keep going, but at the same time, I do like that little bit of validation of like, oh, that part looks good.
Yeah, it's okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I probably should. Just should at least try it and see how I feel. Maybe if I get some hand pastels, I'll
try it in this book. Just try one of these exercises and try and build it all up together. I definitely find it's quicker. It is slightly less satisfying because you got to wait a bit longer.
Yeah.
Like you said, to like see a bit of a finished result, but I do think you get the finished result quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what speeding up is definitely something I need to work on. So maybe I'll try that. And hopefully with the practice book that will come naturally as well.
It really does help. My goodness. Like I've only done maybe 10 of these so far, and that's 10 out of 100. And I already feel like I've learned so much about what I can do already. And because normally you'd have to wait, I guess, weeks for the next commission and then another week for the next commission. And your progress isn't daily, it's weekly or monthly.
Yeah,
so you're actually not progressing as quick as you think.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it can literally be daily if you just do an hour a day.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it as well. Yeah.
That's what I'm really trying to work on at the moment. I want to be a better artist because I want to be like quicker. I want to like quickly create the realism that I like.
Yes.
And I quickly create the depths that I like. Like I basically want to be quicker at my style.
Yeah.
And also focusing, okay, so what actually makes this, pet look like that pet? What are the distinguishing features? If I only had to draw like a few things in the picture, what would be the things worth drawing to make it look like it? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And it's been quite fun to sort of think about it that way.
Yeah. Oh, yours is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
So
yours is gorgeous too. I love that reflection you've done. I'm trying to work on mine right now, but I've just done a bit of too much black. So I'm just going in with my Derwent electric eraser and trying to get in this reflection.
Yeah.
This is a good thing about this eraser. It's just so good at getting off layers and layers of colour.
I'm very tempted to get one, to be honest. I've never heard of them.
You don't have one?
Yours. No, I don't.
Get one. You need one. Especially this one. It's rechargeable. Look. So you don't need batteries. And it lasts for ages.
Oh, nice.
And it's got a tiny tip. And then you can change this and put a bigger tip in.
So useful.
So this is the only eraser you'll ever need ever again. So get this one. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think I will, to be honest. Is it or is it quite
no, it must be about 10ish.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I don't actually know. It was years ago I bought this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it lasts. All of my equipment I've only ever bought once. Oops. Apart from pencils running out, even this brush was one of my first purchases when I became full time.
Okay.
And I've never needed anything else. Never replaced it. Never even cleaned it. It's probably bad. But years of portraits on this.
Amazing.
Years of pigment. It'll be in a museum one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But if you don't have one of these, get one of these too. It's so good for keeping your paper clean. And, especially when you've got pastel. I don't brush it straight after pastel. I brush it after I've at least put a layer of pencil, because then you're not brushing off your pastel.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's mostly especially after I've used the slice tool, you've got so much of that excess pencil that you've just sliced off.
Yes.
So the brush is perfect for that.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, I think I just blow it off with brush it with my hand and smudge it, and then I get annoyed with myself.
So you never brush it with your hand. Use the brush. Or even a makeup brush, if you've got a spare makeup brush. It basically does the same thing, apart from makeup brushes are a little bit too soft, I find.
Okay.
These are a bit harsher, so it sort of gets off any, bits that are stuck on or whatever.
Yeah.
A makeup brush is just slightly too soft.
Yeah.
But it does a good enough job in the meantime.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I need to get. I have got a little brush. It's one of those blending pencils, but it has a brush at the other end. So I've never actually used the blending pencil, but I do use the brush occasionally. But my desk is an absolute disaster. It's a minefield, and I can never find anything because I never keep it tidy. And it's one of those things where you see all these your lovely studio videos, and I look at it and I'm like, I'm not showing anyone mine.
I only clean mine in between commissions. It's like a sort of way of getting ready for the next one. I like to clean it down, put all the pencils away, clean the surfaces, empty out. Well, I don't actually empty out. Look at all of this. Well, I'll empty this out at some point. But just get it. It's sort of like not a ceremony, it's just like a way of getting ready for the next one.
Yeah.
That's the only time it's clean though.
Oh, okay.
Is in between commissions. So don't look at it right now, okay?
Oh, mine's a nightmare because it's also because I do I play quite a lot of video games as well on my computer. And I literally, because I don't have any other space in the house, I have my drawing board on my desk where my keyboard should be, and then when I swap to using the computer, I have to switch everything out.
Yeah.
So it's
okay.
I really do want to. Hopefully, one day I'll be able to. I don't know, maybe get an outhouse in the garden, or
that would be
a bigger house or something.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's just because we have so many cats, I can't even go and use the dining table or something because they would just be on there knocking things off.
Yeah. Well, I think someone's asked, what brand of drafting film are you using?
Okay. So for this one, I'm using Polydraw.
Polydraw.
But the one I really recommend for portraits would be Graphics 0.05 double matte. So this one, the Polydraw is, I think it's cheaper, but it also takes less layers than the graphics. So I prefer the graphics for doing a proper big portrait, and then I use this one for practices or occasionally like tutorials and things that I don't want to sell, things that aren't commissions. So I'll use this one for. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've only recently started using the Bristol Strathmore paper. So I used to use Winsor & Newton Super Smooth all the time. Yeah. Winsor & Newton Bristol board, Extra Smooth or something it was called.
Okay.
I literally used that for about 6 years.
Yeah.
I still love it, but this one definitely gives me way more depth.
Yeah.
And then allows me to do a lot more layers.
I actually have some, I think. I bought it by accident. Oh, yeah. I was trying to buy the Strathmore, they have a really smooth one, don't they? I can't remember what it's called. I was trying to buy the really smooth one to put beneath the drafting film because I was using the drafting film straight over my wood drawing board, which was picking up the grain of the wood then when I drew.
Okay.
So I tried to buy some of the super smooth stuff, and I completely got the name wrong when I bought the Bristol instead. And it sat there looking at me, and I have been thinking maybe I should try that next and do some practices on that.
Yeah.
So I might actually pick that up and do some more of this book's practices on that.
Oh, we've been doing this an hour now. We might get cut off soon.
Oh, no.
So I think we should say our goodbyes. It's been so fun. Thank you so much for joining me. See how time flies?
Yeah,
it goes so fast. Yeah. Well, we have to do this again, obviously. I love your eye so much. It's wow. Just look at that depth.
Yours is gorgeous too, and I'm blown away by how quickly you managed to make it gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
It's lovely. I really like that.
My lights reflect on it a bit too much, it's a bit annoying. But thank you. But yeah, keep practicing and send me your practice. I would like to see. Use #LearnMyCraft so I can share it as well. And have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
I think I'll finish this off and then send you.
Yes,
you in the
please.
Drawing.
Please do. I would love to see it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Holly.
It's nice speaking with you as well.
Yeah, it's so nice to talk to you. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Bye-bye. If you've enjoyed listening, remember you can watch this podcast with video and no ads at learnmycraft.com, where you'll also find animal art practice journals, books and tutorials to get you started. Hit subscribe and follow the podcast, and we'll see you next time.